Hey, Slightly Unblended, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. Today we are doing a little bit of a colorful blue, green, and purple moment. So if you'd like to see how I got this look, then just keep on watching. Hey everybody, I am doing a requested video on a look that I did as a collab with my friend Amber the MUA. I will have her Instagram down below. But anyway, let's just jump into this look here. I like to call this my little Lucky Charms inspired look. So for it, I am taking the BPerfect Cosmetics Carnival 3 Love Tahiti palette that was a collaboration with Stacey Marie MUA. So to start out, I'm just going to take, if I can find my brush, the ColourPop E10 brush. I'm going to go into the deep, which is the darkest blue in the palette. And I'm going to apply it into the crease area, only halfway. And I'm not going to put it all the way on the outer corner of my lid. I'm going to leave that a little bit empty so that I can add a little bit of purple. I do like the ColourPop E10 brush because it is a stiffer brush, so I feel like it helps me to pack down the shades that I want to start out with, because I like to pack the shades into my crease. Just to get everything set up and mapped out. Okay, so I feel like that's kind of good. So I'm going to clean that brush off, and I'm going to go into Forest, which is the darkest green in the palette, and run it through the crease on the inner corner of my eye as well. Just kind of packing it down there. Got my eye. So I'm really trying to start to upload twice a week. I couldn't figure out like what day would be a super good day in between Sunday. It's like, well, if I do Sunday and Monday, that's back to back. If I do Friday and Sunday, that's pretty much back to back. So I was like, oh, what am I doing? So Sunday and Wednesday is what I'm doing now. But if you have any preferred days, like, that works for you, I feel like Sunday's pretty good. It's like what I've been doing since my channel started, which it would have probably been on a Saturday, but I remember like the first video that I did, oh my gosh, I couldn't figure out, I was just using like my phone and using iMovie, right? So I couldn't figure it out, and then like, well, I had that figured out finally after a while, and then I used my husband's phone to upload the video. I pulled an all-nighter editing this. Well, the second time, because it didn't work. It was a whole fiasco. And then we couldn't figure out, like, why won't this upload to YouTube? Well, it was because we couldn't have the phone on auto lock. It had to be, like, open all the time. So it's been a learning curve. So Sunday was pretty much, like, my first day to upload, I'm pretty sure. And, like, I'm just trying to be, like, consistent. Alright, so that's nice and packed. I'm just cleaning that brush off. I'm going to take my needs to be cleaned off because I was in a hurry here. Morphe M507 brush. I'm going to go into the shade Lagoon, which is the medium shade of blue. I guess I'll say it's like a really pretty, like, oceany kind of blue. And I'm going to blend out, well, no, actually, time out, I messed up. So I'm going to take the ColourPop E10 brush. I'm going to go into Blackberry, which is like the dark purple shade that's in the palette, and I love it so much. It's such a good purple. I'm just going to pack it into the outer corner of my lid. I don't know what I'm going to do with my hair today. It's been living in a bun because I need to wash it. But I have some really cool stuff that influencer sent me that I'm super excited to try because I love, 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 love to curl my hair. Like, I do heatless curls and everything like that. It's just easier for me because, like, the last thing I want to be worried about is my hair. So, I mean, I do put some effort into it, but not like I used to. I was obsessed with hair when I was in school. Like, I would color it all the time. I'm about to consider buying some bleach to do something about these roots. And, you know, turn on some Brad Mondo and figure it out. Because I want to have fun hair. Like, I want to color it but I wanted to live as a blonde for as long as possible because I've always wanted to go blonde. And I really, really, really love blonde on me. But anyway, yeah, they sent over some like textured hairspray, like to make it for volume, and it was by Verb, which I've gotten them out of my Ipsy bag before, so I'm pretty excited to try those out. I might do that today depending on what time it is when I'm finished here, because I'm going to make some curry for dinner. And so, yeah. Once we have the purple down, now it's time to take that Morphe M507 brush and the Lagoon shade. Just to give her a little baby blend. I feel like I'm talking to Shemar, my kitty. I call him my baby boy. So when I say baby blend, that's what I think about. I'm just going to blend that out. Alright, so now that I have that, I'm going to clean it off. I need to clean this thing. It's a lot of eyeshadow in it. Anyway, I'm going to take Tropics, which is like the medium green shade, and I'm going to blend out Forest with it with the same brush. I just cleaned it off. Yeah, I feel like I haven't filmed in ages, but I've really just been filming like hauls and like Ipsy bag or Ipsy glam bag unbaggings and stuff, so that's been interesting. And I've been working on Valentine's Day content for Instagram. It's helped me feel a little bit more creative, but I was being super hard on myself and like was ready to just never do a look again with this one little like super duper creative look that I did. The longer that I looked at it, the more I could not stand it. But I really just feel like I was being super hard on myself because like, I don't know what I was expecting it to look like, but I don't know. I'm too stubborn to give up. I just want to share my art with the world and like try to help anyone who's interested in playing with color, like anybody that's interested in playing with colors or like how to play with makeup, just makeup in general. I would like to be able to teach what I know to help everybody. Alright, so now I'm going to go back in and do a little bit of touching up. This is where it gets super fun because we get to do all of the blendy-roos, okay? So I'm going to go back into the deep on the Morphe M507 brush, and I am going to just touch that up, and I'm going to kind of blend it, we'll blend the purple out with it, and we'll go in and touch that up in a little bit as well. I'll probably have a couple of videos with this palette pretty soon. Like, this has been one of my most favorite ones that I've used, partly because there's so many different colors in it that you can do a lot. So yeah, I know I have one that's like gonna be a voiceover, but I gotta figure out how to turn my emails off on my computer because every time I get one it goes boing, and then I can be doing my voiceover and it will get the computer sound, and I'm like, I just did that really good without stumbling over my words. I'm not redoing it. Alright, let's see. Sigma E25 brush and Reef, which is the light blue in the palette. Okay, I'm taking my Sigma E25 brush and I'm going into Reef, which is the lightest shade in the palette. My camera cut me off and I don't know if I got it, so I just wanted to say it again just in case because I don't like to leave steps out. But I'm just going to blend out Lagoon with that. I've made it a new habit because I'm trying to make new habits and try a new schedule for some consistency and everything, and which not working out so great on waking up when I want to, but I do like that my first order of operation in the morning is to get up and work on editing because I pre-film a lot, just because I like to be as productive as possible, and you know, like, I don't know, I just like to try to be ahead. So anyway, I've been editing like every morning so that I know that I'll have content ready, which, you know, I'm trying to get as much stuff done and make as much fun content as I possibly can. That way I can like just kind of like chill out sometimes, because I feel like I film a lot, but I really enjoy doing it. So I don't know. Sometimes I like don't want to do it, but then I'm like, I really want to do it, and then it's like, well, now I can't do this. But I like doing it. It's like what I want to come in here and there's a fuzzy. Just want to come in here and create and try to share how I do things. I had a glitter on me. I don't even know where it come from. I haven't hit any glitter. But yeah. Ooh, my stomach just growled. Alright, so I just cleaned this brush off. I'm going to go into Key Lime, which is a super vibrant, like yellow green. It's really cute. And I'm going to blend out Tropics with it. I like to try to pat it right here because I feel like it's easier, because I don't think I took my primer up far enough on the other eye, and I just did this on the other side. So I'm gonna go in and touch Tropics up in a second too. So I've been working on resin crafting, which I think I've talked about that before, but like I love to make earrings and stuff, and I made some for myself last night, which I rarely do. I do have a pair of heart ones that I made for myself because I love hearts. They're like, I don't know, they're just cute. So I had to keep those, and I got some new molds in, and they're little Martians, like little aliens, and they got the little antennas, and I was like, I'm making myself a pair of earrings. So I might put those on here a little bit because they are so cute. I just have to assemble them. I like to just make as much stuff out of resin as I can. I love to play with it. It's very interesting to like learn the process and like put your creativity into that, and like it also is trying to like, I guess, teach me patience, because I'm a very impatient person, and like I have to wait, like it has to set before I can demold it. Sometimes I take some stuff out a little early, and then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna bend it. It's like I don't need to do that. Alright, I feel like we're getting somewhere. Little baby blends here. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. So now I'm going to take my ColourPop. Am I in frame? Oh my gosh, I'm all over the place. Okay, I'm going to take my ColourPop E10 brush. I'm going to go into Forest and touch that up. Just doing back and forth windshield wiper motions here with a light hand, because we don't want to overblend. We want a nice gradient blend. So this is gonna pretty much almost erase all of Tropics. So we're definitely gonna go in and touch that up here in just a minute. Alright, I'm gonna take my Morphe M507 brush and Tropics just to give this a nice blend, tapping off the excess, because I had too much on the brush and we don't want to have a mess. And again, I'm doing windshield wiper back and forth motions with a light hand. I used to be very heavy-handed, and someone had like told me on Instagram one day, they were like, this is overblended, and I was like, I don't understand what that means. And then I started like, one day I was like, well, I'm not gonna be so hard on my eyes, and like my blend was like not overly, like it was like the color was there, but it was like taking away the vibrance of it by just like going as hard as I could on my eyelid. Yeah, so I was like, try that again. So I just kind of been doing that way I don't get an overblend. So now I'm going to go back into Key Lime and just give it a little tiny touch up here. Ooh, I love it when it comes together. I feel like this is taking me like less time than it did the first time that I did it, because I've already done it. So it's like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Okay, so I am going to take a little bit more Lagoon on the Morphe M507 brush. I cleaned it off, and I'm just going to run it through the crease to blend it with, or blend it to those greens, just to get them blended together very nicely. Oh my gosh, I have Breathe by Knuckle Puck stuck in my head. But I feel like that's kind of been my comfort song lately. So I'll have to listen to it here in a little bit. My phone keeps making a noise. Okay, I'm going to take the Sigma E25 brush and take Reef just to like blend the lagoon out a little bit. Just a little bit more. Alright, now I'm going to take my Morphe M507 brush. I'm going to make sure it's cleaned off. I'm going to go back into Blackberry just a little bit and really focus that on the outer corner of my lid. Kind of into the crease. Not, well, yeah, a little bit into the crease. More like the deep crease anyway. So, I don't know, like, have I filmed a tutorial since Jetty Bones' new song come out? Oh my gosh, I love it so much, and their new album is coming out. Was it the 24th? I'll double check on that, but the new album's coming out this month. I'm so excited. I love, love, love Jetty Bones, like, so much. One of my favorite bands. First time that we went to go, well, wasn't the first time that I went to go see Knuckle Puck, but we went to see Knuckle Puck at a show, and I never heard of Jetty Bones, and then they come on stage and started playing, and I was instantly like, I need to hear every song ever by Jetty Bones. And so, like, that was probably one of the first bands that I think that just upon, like, first hearing anything by them, I was just instantly like, ah. So they're definitely one of my favorite brands. Anyway, before my camera cuts off because I'm talking too much, I'm going to take some micellar water on a Q-tip just to clean this area up. I'm looking in my mirror back here, but like kind of like clean the crease. That way we have a nice and clean base to work with to apply our eye primer or concealer, whatever you. I do talk too much, so like I cut off while I was cleaning my lid with micellar water. But I'm gonna take my little, it's a ColourPop palette, but I have not had a chance to grab a Cleona one yet. But I have some Cleona shades in here. These are the ones that, these like for my first order. So I'm gonna take Panseca, or I may not be pronouncing that right. I'm sorry if I'm not, but it is a beautiful purple. And then I will use, I'm just letting you know because like they're in here and it's kind of a pain to get them out. Oh, I need to write down the names on the back like I did on my other one for the stained glass collection. But this is Crystalline that I'll be taking as well. And oh my gosh, it's stuck. Look, it stuck itself right there. Like, yes please, just leave me here. I'll be easier for you to get to. And the last one out of this that I'll be using is gonna be Lofty, and it's so gorgeous. I love it. Okay, so like gonna be using 3 purple shimmers on the lid and then the green shimmer from this Love Tahiti palette. Okay, so for this I'm gonna take my Luxie small shader brush and I'm gonna go into that first dark purple, which is just, it just speaks to my soul because I love purple so much. But I'm just gonna apply it as close as I can get it to that crease. I'm just gonna kind of pack it down, and I'm just doing little baby, like little tiny baby back and forth motions, just to try to get as up into that crease as I can get. I'm sorry if my lighting is a little off. I don't really know how I can rearrange my room here to have it where the light won't be weird, because straight ahead I have 2 windows, but the sun doesn't like always come through them, but certain times of the day it does. And then like if I film early, then the sun comes through the window that's right beside me, so I'm like, I wonder what I can do to fix that. But I feel like sometimes it works, so I have like my other lights set up and everything, but I don't know. So I'm going to take the second purple shade and I'm going to give it a little pat. I say pat and then I like drag it down. I don't know. It works. I like to use just like a little bit of each one to try to get a really super gradient effect going on without blending the shades together and them not being true to color. So it's like 3, that's a lot, but really it just kind of like the 2 purples that I used after the dark one are fairly close together in color, so it just I don't know, I feel like it just makes everything pop a little bit more. But now I'm looking at it and I'm like, wait. But I will go and touch up that second shade just in like the crease area and just kind of baby pat it around here just to get it a nice and like blend going on. I know I cannot take myself seriously because I'm all hands over here, and it's like in the last week I've become more of a hand talker, and I'm like, I think it's because I had my fingernails painted and now they're all chipped, and like I pick at them because I'm nervous, and then like when I'm doing resin it chips them, and when I open like boxes or anything it chips them. So I don't know, I used to be real bad about picking at my fingernails. That was why I would have them painted, is because I would be so nervous when I was in school that I would just sit there and pick off the fingernail polish. Fun fact. I'm going to take Tahiti Green, which is the green shimmer out of the Carnival 3 palette, and I love it so much. And I'm just going to put that on the inner corner area and get it nice and packed down. I'm just going to apply it on the edges of that purple shimmer there. That way we don't get the colors muddied together. Oh my gosh, why did I just think of... I used to watch these videos. I just find them very interesting to watch. And it was a guy, and he was like teaching, it was like an old like 90s kind of style of teaching people how to like be a bartender and stuff. I don't know, it was just like, it was on one day, so I watched it, and it was on YouTube. I can never remember like what the video was called, but he called the straw a swizzle stick, and I'd never heard it be called that. And like sometimes randomly in my mind I will just hear this voice be like, swizzle stick, and it's all like swizzle stick, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I don't know why that is so funny to me. That's like my husband said something about the cat's hips, like their back legs being their haunches, and I had never heard haunches before, and I almost fell off the bed laughing. I was like, no. It was so funny. I just laugh at such weird things, I guess. So I have no idea where I was cut off because I got to talking about the little weird things that make me laugh. But anyway, I'm gonna take my Elf and J. Kissa E5 brush, no, J5 brush, my bad. And I'm going to take a little bit of Forest just to touch up and give that, it's kind of like, I feel like I do it for more precision. So I'm going to take it and just very lightly trace around the crease area with that. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with the deep. I don't know why I said it that way. I was like the deep. But, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Tapping off the excess. And just apply it into the crease to really get that shape. Ooh. Alright. So now I'm going to take, my ColourPop E10 brush, and I'm going to take a little bit more of Blackberry, and I'm just going to kind of pat it on the remaining eye primer. I probably should have done this a little bit sooner, but I forgot. I just kind of take it and blend it into a little bit of the purple shimmer. That way it is more, I don't know, neat gradient. Just more so that you can see that little pop of purple in the mix. And I feel like I've done it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to work on, see, I'm thinking this is going to be up on this Sunday, which I don't even, today's the 3rd. So whatever Sunday comes after February 3rd, this is when this one should be up then. And then I'm thinking that maybe the Wednesday after Sunday that this should be up, I'm going to upload a how I contour video. So I'm going to go ahead and film that, and I'll be back once I finish the rest of my face. Alright, so this is the finished look. What do you think? Okay, I did go make my earrings because I was like, oh, I love them. So I put those on. I needed some accessories. I kind of like have a handful of ones that I really like, and then I was like, well, since those molds come in, I was like, I got little cutesy glittery little thingies that kind of match what I got going on my eyes. I probably have lipstick in my teeth. I do. Anyway, this is the finished look. For the lower lash, I just like did the little split where I did like purple and then green and then blue and then green, and I used the vanilla shade from the Carnival 3 for the inner corner highlight, and I used the NYX suede matte lipstick in Alien, so fitting, for my lipstick today because I was just feeling a black lip. Let me know what you'd like to see next down below. Don't forget to use the hashtag slightlyunblended for a chance to be featured in an upcoming video. And I will have all of my social medias down below, my Instagram, TikToks, which I regularly use, Twitter, my Facebook page, all that. It'll be down below in case you would like to keep up with my awkward face and shenanigans. And yeah, I want to thank you so much for watching, and then I hope that I will see you in the next one. Bye!